It was Elvis Presley's very first movie, but Love Me Tender wasn't even written for him. Set at the end of the Civil War, the film tells the story of a Confederate soldier who returns home only to discover his brother has married the woman he loves. Torn between loyalty and heartbreak, the family is pulled into a tragic conflict. Elvis plays Clint Reno, the youngest brother, who sings, fights, and ultimately pays the price for love. Originally a supporting role, Elvis's presence was so powerful they changed the title to match his hit song and gave him more screen time. It wasn't just a debut. It was a star being born on screen, and fans never looked back. Loving You wasn't just Elvis's first starring role. It was the first time fans saw him in color, and the first time he played a character that felt like himself. He portrayed Deke Rivers, a delivery boy turned rock star, mirroring his own real-life rise to fame. But here's what makes it truly special. His parents, Vernon and Gladys, were on set, watching their son live out a dream none of them could have imagined. In one scene, if you look closely, you'll even spot them in the audience. Gladys was so overwhelmed by the screaming fans, she wept on set, telling others she just wanted her boy to be happy. That mix of fiction and real emotion gave Loving You a heartbeat. It wasn't just a movie. It was a mother watching her son become a legend. In 1957, Elvis Presley starred in Jailhouse Rock, a film that didn't just showcase his acting, it changed music history. Playing Vince Everett, a rebellious convict turned rock star, Elvis brought raw energy to the screen. But it was the film's iconic dance sequence, designed by choreographer Alex Romero, that sealed its place in pop culture. The title track, Jailhouse Rock, became a massive hit, and the film helped solidify Elvis as Hollywood's newest leading man. From his slicked-back hair to his rebellious swagger, this was Elvis at his coolest. For fans, Jailhouse Rock wasn't just a movie, it was a movement. Elvis Presley himself believed King Creole was his finest work, and many fans agree. Released in 1958, it was his last movie before being drafted into the Army, and he poured everything he had into the role of Danny Fisher, a troubled teen with a voice that could stop the streets of New Orleans. Directed by Hollywood legend Michael Curtis, who also made Casablanca, the film gave Elvis a serious, dramatic stage to show he was more than a heartthrob. He wasn't lip-syncing love songs. He was acting, fighting, surviving. Critics praised his performance, and for the first time, Elvis silenced doubters who thought he couldn't act. King Creole wasn't just a movie. It was Elvis proving he was born for more than the stage. With his music career back on top, Elvis set his sights on Hollywood. His first post-Army film, GI Blues, was a smash hit, proving that audiences wanted to see him on the big screen as much as they wanted to hear him sing. The movie's soundtrack soared to #1, blending his cinematic and musical success. Hollywood quickly lined up more projects, leading to Blue Hawaii, a tropical romance that became one of his most iconic films. The formula was clear: Elvis, music, and spectacle. While critics weren't always kind, the box office told another story. For fans, this era showed that Elvis wasn't just a singer, he was an all-around entertainer. In Flaming Star, Elvis Presley traded his guitar for a rifle and proved he could act with depth and grit. Released in 1960, this Western drama cast him as Pacer Burton, a man caught between two worlds, half white, half Native American, torn by loyalty, love, and violence. It was a bold role, and Elvis took it seriously, dialing back the music and stepping into a more mature, emotional performance. There were only 2 songs in the whole film, a huge shift from his usual format, and critics took notice. Even director Don Siegel praised Elvis's focus and talent on set. Flaming Star wasn't about charm, it was about conflict, identity, and tragedy. And through it all, Elvis showed he could be more than a singer. He could be a serious actor. Wild in the Country gave Elvis Presley one of his most emotional roles, a troubled young man with a gift for writing and a heart full of pain. Released in 1961, Elvis played Glenn Tyler, a misunderstood outcast sent to live with relatives after a violent fight. But beneath the surface, his character is poetic, intelligent, and aching to be understood. The film was based on a serious novel, and Elvis held his own alongside seasoned actors like Hope Lang and Tuesday Weld. With fewer songs and more dialogue, Wild in the Country showed the side of Elvis fans rarely got to see, sensitive, wounded, and trying to find his place in the world. It wasn't about fame or music this time, it was about proving he had the heart of a real actor. In Follow That Dream, Elvis Presley wasn't just funny, he was unforgettable. Released in 1962, The film introduced fans to Toby Quimper, a sweet, naive young man with simple values and surprising courage. When his family sets up home on a deserted stretch of Florida highway, Elvis's character stands up to gangsters, government officials, and anyone threatening their new life. The role let Elvis shine in a whole new way, charming, goofy, and brave all at once. Fans adored his sincerity, and critics noted his perfect timing and warm screen presence. With its lighthearted tone and feel-good message, Follow That Dream captured a different kind of magic. Elvis, as the everyday hero we all wish lived next door. He sang with soul, but could Elvis Presley throw a punch? Kid Galahad, released in 1962, answered that with a knockout performance. Playing Walter Gulick, a soft-spoken ex-GI turned prizefighter, Elvis steps into the boxing ring and wins over more than just his opponents. He wins hearts. Set in a small town full of shady promoters and second chances, the film blends sports drama with charm, and Elvis pulls it off with surprising grit. He trained hard for the fight scenes and looked every bit the underdog with something to prove. With catchy tunes and a cast that includes Charles Bronson, Kid Galahad isn't just about boxing. It's about believing in yourself, even when the odds are stacked against you. Set against the sunny shores of Hawaii, girls, girls, girls. Let Elvis Presley do what he did best: sing, flirt, and light up the screen with charm. Released in 1962, Elvis plays Ross Carpenter, a carefree fisherman who dreams of owning his own boat but keeps getting tangled in romantic trouble. Surrounded by beautiful women and breezy songs, the film delivers pure fun with hits like Return to Sender stealing the spotlight. But behind the easygoing vibe, Elvis was working hard. This was one of his most energetic performances, balancing comedy, music, and non-stop charisma. For fans, it's a tropical escape, and a reminder that sometimes all you need is sunshine, a good tune, and a little trouble from the ladies. In It Happened at the World's Fair, Elvis Presley takes fans on a colorful ride through the 1962 Seattle World's Fair, mixing music, mischief, and movie magic. Released in 1963, Elvis plays Mike Edwards, a pilot grounded by debt who takes odd jobs around the fairgrounds, only to end up babysitting a little girl and falling for a beautiful nurse. With iconic backdrops and playful moments, including a scene where a young Kurt Russell kicks Elvis in the shin, it's one of his most light-hearted roles. The film feels like a postcard from a simpler time, full of catchy songs and wide-eyed wonder. Elvis wasn't just the star, he was the heart of the fair. In Fun in Acapulco, Elvis Presley brought his signature style south of the border and straight to the edge of a cliff. Released in 1963, he stars as Mike Wingren, a former trapeze artist turned nightclub singer battling his fear of heights while trying to start fresh in sunny Acapulco. With dazzling scenery, Latin-inspired tunes, and two love interests chasing him, the film is a vibrant mix of music, comedy, and redemption. Though Elvis never left the United States due to security concerns, clever editing and doubles made it look like he was really diving off Mexico's famous cliffs. But the real leap was emotional, facing past trauma and finding his voice again. It's Elvis in paradise, with a little fear, flair, and a whole lot of fun. Speed, music, and undeniable chemistry, Viva Las Vegas had it all. In one of Elvis Presley's most famous films, he starred as Lucky Jackson, a charismatic race car driver determined to win both a Grand Prix and the heart of Rusty Martin, played by Anne Margaret. But it wasn't just the on-screen romance that captivated audiences. The sparks between Elvis and Anne Margaret were real, creating one of the most iconic pairings of his film career. With electrifying musical numbers and high-energy performances, the film became a fan favorite, capturing the glitz and excitement of Las Vegas. For fans, Viva Las Vegas wasn't just another Elvis movie, it was the Elvis movie. In Kissin' Cousins, Elvis Presley didn't just play the hero, he played two of them. Released in 1964, this light-hearted musical comedy features Elvis in a double role as clean-cut Air Force officer Josh Morgan and his wild, blonde-haired hillbilly cousin Jody Tatum. The plot is pure fun. Josh is sent to convince his Tennessee relatives to sell their land for a missile site. But romance, moonshine, and family chaos quickly take over. With catchy tunes and over-the-top characters, it's one of Elvis's most playful performances. Fans were treated to a more comedic side of the king, who embraced the camp with charm. It's not his most serious film, but it proved Elvis could laugh at himself and still steal the show. In Roustabout, released in 1964, Elvis Presley hits the road as Charlie Rogers, a leather-jacketed biker with a guitar, a temper, and nowhere to go. After getting into a bar fight and losing his job, he stumbles into a traveling carnival and suddenly finds a place where he belongs. With a moody edge and a heart just waiting to be healed, Charlie sings his way into the crowd and into the heart of the carnival owner's daughter. The film blends classic Elvis music with a grittier, more emotional storyline, and his performance earned some of his best early reviews. Roustabout wasn't just a ride through town, it was a ride through loneliness, anger, and redemption. And Elvis made every mile count. Girl Happy, released in 1965, put Elvis Presley right in the middle of a wild spring break in Fort Lauderdale, and fans loved every second of it. He plays Rusty Wells, a nightclub singer sent by his boss to secretly watch over his daughter during her Florida getaway. But things spiral fast as Rusty falls for the very girl he's supposed to be protecting. Packed with beach parties, romance, and catchy tunes like Puppet on a String, the film was pure Elvis fun, colorful, cheeky, and full of sun-soaked charm. It wasn't about drama, it was about dancing, laughing, and letting loose. Girl Happy gave fans a chance to see Elvis unwind, and he made spring break look cooler than ever. When Tickle Me hit theaters in 1965, few knew it would rescue an entire movie studio from financial ruin. Elvis Presley stars as Lonnie Beale, a rodeo cowboy who takes a job at a women's spa and quickly finds himself caught between treasure hunts, romantic chaos, and a haunted ghost town. Unlike most Elvis films, Tickle Me used only previously recorded songs, saving money on production. That gamble paid off big. The film was a surprise hit and helped save Allied Artists Pictures from bankruptcy. It's silly, fun, and full of classic Elvis charm, with just the right dose of mystery and mischief. Tickle Me didn't try to be deep, it just wanted to entertain. And it worked like magic. In Harem Scarum, released in 1965, Elvis Presley traded blue suede shoes for Arabian robes in one of his most unusual roles. He plays Johnny Tyrone, a Hollywood actor and singer who travels to the Middle East for a movie premiere, only to get caught in a plot to assassinate a king. With palace intrigue, secret passages, and belly dancers, the film plays like a musical fairy tale. Elvis performs in lavish costumes and even sings "So Close Yet So Far from Paradise" in a dreamy desert setting. While it's often remembered for its over-the-top style, fans still treasure it for its charm and the way Elvis embraced the fantasy. Harem Scarum may not have been his most serious role, but it showed he could make any world feel like his stage. Released in 1966, Frankie and Johnny took Elvis Presley back in time to the world of riverboats, gamblers, and old-time showbiz. He plays Johnny, a charming riverboat singer with a gambling problem, and a jealous girlfriend named Frankie. The plot is loosely inspired by the old American folk ballad of the same name, where love, betrayal, and a pistol make a deadly mix. In the film version, though, things stay lighthearted, with plenty of colorful costumes, lively dance numbers, and classic Elvis songs. It's part musical, part vaudeville, and all wrapped in 19th century flair. While it wasn't his most modern role, Frankie and Johnny gave Elvis a chance to step into a theatrical, nostalgic world, and fans followed him aboard. After the huge success of Blue Hawaii, Elvis Presley returned to the islands in Paradise Hawaiian style, released in 1966. This time he plays Rick Richards, a carefree helicopter pilot starting a charter business with a bad habit of mixing business and pleasure. Surrounded by lush scenery, beautiful women, and playful tunes, the film delivers a tropical escape with all the Elvis charm fans expected. Though lighter on story, it features aerial shots of Hawaii that dazzled audiences and cemented Elvis's connection to the islands. While it didn't top Blue Hawaii, it kept the dream alive. Elvis in paradise, singing above the clouds, with a flower lei and a wink. In Spin Out, released in 1966, Elvis Presley plays Mike McCoy, a race car driver by day and a rock band leader by night. If that wasn't enough, he's also dodging 3 determined women who all want to marry him. Packed with fast cars, flirty comedy, and high-energy songs, Spin Out is classic mid-60s Elvis, colorful, chaotic, and charming. The film let Elvis show off his playful side with plenty of music, mischief, and momentum. Whether he's behind a mic or a steering wheel, Mike McCoy never slows down, and neither does the film. For fans, it's a fun ride through love, speed, and the kind of cool only Elvis could deliver. Released in 1967, Easy Come, Easy Go put Elvis Presley in scuba gear for a lighthearted treasure hunt under the sea. He plays Ted Jackson, a Navy frogman who, on his last dive before leaving the service, discovers a sunken treasure. Teaming up with a group of quirky characters, including a yoga instructor and a go-go dancer, he sets out to recover the loot while singing his way through beach clubs and boat decks. With groovy 60s vibes, playful comedy, and even an underwater musical number, the film is pure escapism. It might not have been his most serious role, but it showed Elvis could make even a wetsuit look cool. Released in 1967, Double Trouble whisked Elvis Presley to swinging London, at least on screen. He plays Guy Lambert, an American singer touring the United Kingdom, who gets caught up in jewel theft, mistaken identities, and a whirlwind romance. With a mix of comedy, mild suspense, and catchy tunes, the film is a light-hearted romp through a very 1960s version of Europe. Though shot mostly on Hollywood sets, it gave fans a playful travel experience and plenty of stylish Elvis moments. Double Trouble might not have been his most dramatic role, but it delivered fun, music, and a dash of mystery. Proof that Elvis could make any setting feel like home. Released in 1967, Clambake let Elvis Presley swap identities for fun in the sun. He plays Scott Hayward, a wealthy heir who trades places with a water skiing instructor to see if people will like him for who he is, not his fortune. Set in Florida, the film blends romantic mix-ups, boat races, and breezy beach party vibes with a soundtrack full of lighthearted tunes. Behind the relaxed style, Elvis delivers an easy charm that makes the simple story shine. Clambake might not have been his most ambitious film, but it's pure escapism. Elvis sunshine and a little bit of mistaken identity magic. Released in 1968, Stay Away, Joe cast Elvis Presley as Joe Lightcloud, a Native American rodeo rider returning home with big dreams and a government grant to raise cattle. But chaos quickly takes over as his well-meaning plans spiral into comic misadventures, family feuds, and plenty of trouble. Shot against the backdrop of Arizona, the film gave Elvis a chance to lean into slapstick humor more than usual, trading his usual polished image for a rough and rowdy role. While not his most celebrated film, it stands out for showing Elvis in a completely different light, unpolished, playful, and full of mischievous charm. Released in 1968, Speedway put Elvis Presley back behind the wheel, this time as race car driver Steve Grayson, a fast-living, big-hearted star of the track. Known for his generosity, Steve finds himself in hot water with the Internal Revenue Service after giving away too much of his winnings. Enter Nancy Sinatra as the no-nonsense agent assigned to keep him in line. With racing thrills, playful comedy, and a high-energy soundtrack, the film captured the flashy, fun side of Elvis in the late 60s. While it leaned more on style than substance, Speedway gave fans a mix of speed, charm, and music, with Elvis proving once again he could turn any racetrack into his stage. Released in 1968, Live a Little, Love a Little showed Elvis Presley in a more mature light, moving away from his beach party image into a sharper adult comedy. He plays Greg Nolan, a photographer juggling two very different jobs, and an unpredictable romance with a free-spirited woman played by Michelle Carey. The film is fast-paced, witty, and even a little risque for its time, with Elvis caught in a whirlwind of love, lies, and late nights. It also introduced fans to the haunting ballad, A Little Less Conversation, a song that would explode worldwide decades later. Live a Little, Love a Little wasn't just another Elvis film. It was a glimpse at the king growing up on screen. Released in 1969, Chero stripped Elvis Presley of his usual singing star image and placed him squarely in a gritty western. For the first time, Elvis played a character who didn't burst into song, except for the opening title track. He stars as Jess Wade, a former outlaw trying to go straight, only to be framed for a crime he didn't commit. With rugged desert landscapes, shootouts, and a darker tone, the film showed Elvis in a tougher, more dramatic light. Fans were surprised to see him without the musical numbers, but it proved he could hold his own in a serious role. Charo may not have been his most famous film, but it stands as one of his boldest departures from the formula. Released in 1969, The Trouble with Girls gave Elvis Presley one of his most unique roles, as Walter Hale, the manager of a traveling Chautauqua, a kind of cultural roadshow mixing education, music, and drama. Unlike his typical films, this story had a slower, more thoughtful pace, blending small-town struggles, mystery, and even a murder subplot. Elvis sings only a handful of songs, letting the ensemble cast and quirky setting take center stage. While not a big box office hit, the film is remembered for showing a different side of Elvis. More subdued, more dramatic, and willing to step back from the spotlight to tell a richer story. It wasn't typical Elvis, but that's what makes it stand out. Released in 1969, Change of Habit became Elvis Presley's final narrative film, and his most dramatic. He plays Dr. John Carpenter, a compassionate inner-city physician working to help the poor and vulnerable. Alongside him is Mary Tyler Moore as a nun, secretly working undercover at his clinic. The film tackles heavy themes: poverty, racism, social change, and for once, Elvis sings only a few songs, letting the story carry the weight. His performance showed a maturity and sincerity that reminded fans he was more than just a music idol. He was an actor who could handle depth and heart. Change of Habit wasn't just the end of his Hollywood career. It was Elvis showing his fans one last time that he could rise above the formula and play it real.